internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. You guys are going to enjoy this one, and I want to know what you think in the comments down below after you guys watch every single second of this, okay? If you guys don't watch every single second of this, XRP is going to nuke tonight. Actually, no, you guys are probably going to stop watching because you guys probably all want a better entry. I know, it sucks. It's devastating. Buying XRP at these prices for all of us that have been accumulating for years is even hard, right? So can you imagine the people that are coming in right now and paying this much? Even now, I personally hate it. I hate it. And what's even worse is the next leg up. Folks, I'm telling you, buckle up and have your hands in the air like you're going down a roller coaster, because this thing is going to get absolutely insane. And in today's video, very bold claim, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why, okay? You read the title, you read the thumbnail, and I'm going to be real with you guys. And I might lose some of you guys right off the bat, because if you're new to crypto, this video is going to go straight over your head. No offense, but I recommend heading over to BitBoy's channel for some entry-level stuff. He's got you covered.
This is where Carlos lives, guys. I am live streaming from Carlos's house. Carlos has my Lamborghini right here in his garage.
This isn't for beginners. This is for the OGs, the XRP warriors, the people who've been grinding through the FUD for years and going over documentations on this channel like a bunch of nerds. Can you believe it? We spent years just like reading documents and we're like, oh, this is going to happen. But if you go over to this document, it said they're going to do this, and we're all getting mind-effed. But anyhow, all jokes aside, we could bring the jokes because there's going to be a lot of jokers walking around trying to get into crypto. Okay, so we got to bring the jokes. So it's only going to get better from here on out. That didn't make sense, but let's continue, and I'm not going to edit that out. So XRP has real utility. And throughout this video, you're going to see little clips. Other tokens have utility too, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what XRP is staged to do. Since day one, Ripple's vision has been crystal clear. Trying to get regulatory clarity, chasing regulation to be implemented.
I'm pleased to offer an overview of Ripple and address any questions you may have. Ripple Labs is based in San Francisco and employs a team of 95 men and women with experience in government and regulation, finance and technology. Their previous experience includes Federal Reserve, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the NSA, Goldman Sachs, Deloitte, Apple, and Google.
Right now, these technologies can actually serve banks as sort of a key missing settlement infrastructure at the bottom of the payment stack. So leaving alone the application layer that banks use, the custodian of asset layer that banks provide, and even we think we're in that same period with the Internet of Value, that before these technologies have key utility, we have to get the custodians of value on board first. And those are the banks, financial institutions, market makers. Then I think we're set up where these things can have tremendous value across the board. And so we think we're in that same period with the Internet of Value, that before these technologies have key utility, we have to get the custodians of value on board first. And those are the banks, financial institutions, market makers. Then I think we're set up where these things can have tremendous value across the board. And so these things can have tremendous value across the board. And so
Okay, at some point they even started like this organization. I forgot what it was called, but I'm going to find it and I'll make a video on it, and you guys are going to say, wow, my goodness. And they've been trying to work with financial institutions since day one. That was their vision. And they never, got off this path. And now they're not just on this path, they're on steroids. Think about it. When Like, why was XRP the only digital asset dragged into a multi-year battle with the SEC? Why did Ripple spend over $300 million in legal fees approximately? Why? Because XRP is the one asset the system can't ignore. No other digital asset has been pursued this aggressively. Just think about that for one moment before I even get into the information, okay? Like that right there, just think. Massive. And the banker's coin, I loved it when they call it the banker's coin because, listen, regulation is coming. You want utility, you got to work together. It makes absolutely no sense. This video is only going to get it I'm telling you, this is going to be incredible. Send this to everybody. I hope they try to understand it. And let me tell you what I've been, saying since day one, right? The US is already behind in crypto, but XRP being American made is the secret weapon for the US as it navigates a changing world order. Think about what Ray Dalio said, right? Earlier, the changing domestic and world order, the US needs to leverage the global financial system, and XRP, well, it's the perfect tool to provide it. The connections between Ripple, the Trump administration, Craig Wright, it's all there. And I made multiple videos on it. And if you're new to the channel, just type in Trump something, or I'll leave the link in the description down below. XRP isn't just another digital asset. It's the glue holding together the next evolution of finance. It's tremendous what we're about to witness. And now for the good stuff. This is where things get amazing. So if this is truly the beginning of adoption, then XRP is doing exactly what it's designed to do, and that's stay stable as it appreciates in price. Now listen carefully. This is where most people don't get it. As XRP's price increases, the liquidity grows. It creates more depth in the market. If an asset can remain stable as its value rises, it becomes more usable, more reliable, and more attractive for global financial systems.
As a Ripple, we are an enterprise crypto payment solutions company. Our payments is now becoming a smaller part. Lots of other things are emerging and becoming bigger and bigger. So let's take simply an institution that wants to use crypto for any purpose, either for tokenization, for payments, for custody. We are building solutions to essentially provide that. We are one-stop shop for an institution that wants to delve into cryptos, right? Information almost became zero cost. So you can send millions and millions of email. It really doesn't matter. All you pay is $39.99 per year, per month, or per year, depending upon your subscription fee. Exactly the same thing will happen to money as well. My advice would be, don't worry about where digital assets are going. Invest in picks and shovels. So Levi's, which produce jeans, people who were producing picks and shovels, you can't go wrong with that because the industry will become 50, 100 times bigger and the infrastructure will always win irrespective of which digital asset wins. You can't go wrong with that because the industry will become 50, 100 times bigger and the infrastructure will always win irrespective of which digital asset wins. You can't go wrong with that because the industry will become 50, 100 times bigger and the infrastructure will always win irrespective of which digital asset wins.
Right? You're scaling this up slowly. And remember, RLUSD, the floodgates aren't even open on that. You got to take a deep breath for that because that is actually a behemoth of just what I got to get into that again because that's just insanity. This isn't just bullish, it's game changer. Once XRP's price starts climbing, it's not coming down back significantly, ever. It defeats the entire purpose of its utility to have high volatility. Like, think about Bitcoin, right? Think about this. Why will Bitcoin never be used as a means of payment? Because it's too volatile. These stable coins are going to remain stable. But when you're doing FX, when you're doing cross-border payments, you still need to move these stable coins. A connector. And that's what XRP is designed to do. And if you could also minimize the volatility in that, but remaining a high price, you're able to do more transactions that are higher in volume and larger the payments. So that is very, very attractive. And this is why XRP is different. XRP stability, like, I mean, just take a look at Bitcoin, for example, right? If we just take a look at the Bitcoin chart, there's a $10,000 volatility in a 7-day span, right? Like $10,000. That's fine as it means for a store of value, an unknown creator. Listen, I'm bullish Bitcoin, but everything behind Bitcoin just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me whatsoever. And yeah, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's actually crazy that I'm a believer, but also not a believer at the same time because it makes no sense. But do I believe it's going to end one day? 100%. Absolutely. There's no way. It logically doesn't make sense. So XRP stability as it grows and liquidity makes it a prime candidate for global payments, settlements, and tokenized assets. Like, this isn't about hype. This isn't about speculation. This is about math and logic. So that's why I use the term pigeon brains, because math and logic is something that you could all, go out and try to learn yourself. And if you're unwilling to do that and unwilling to wrap your head around supply and like market demand and like just how big this ecosystem is going to get, then that's what you are. So the higher the price for XRP, the deeper the liquidity pool and the better it serves its purpose. And XRP is already integrated with major financial institutions, right? You're just not seeing anything at scale. You're not seeing anything out there because regulation isn't even here yet. Ripple solves a real problem. And as adoption grows, as global payments scale, and as tokenization takes off, XRP's price won't just climb. It will stabilize at levels that will reflect its true utility. And every single one of you guys should be actually scared for that. Like for the ones that are still accumulating, just do, like, what else are you gonna buy in this world, right? If you have passive income other than crypto, in my opinion, that's the most stupidest thing you could do to not do that. So, like, can you imagine when it reflects its true utility value?
That before these technologies have key utility, we have to get the custodians of value on board first, and those are the banks, financial institutions, market makers. Then I think we're set up where these things can have tremendous value across the board. And so these things can have tremendous value across the board. And so,
like, that's some crazy stuff. So let's be real. $1 XRP under, that's the past. I mean, those days are gone. And what's ahead? In my opinion, 5, 10, 50, 100, right? 100 will get there. A lot of people are going to be happy at 10. A lot of people are going to be happy at 15. A lot of people are going to be happy at 30. Like, on the way, just whatever your lifestyle is, like, do as you please, okay? And a lot of people are going to sell on the way up. A lot of people are going to sell. Just wait until all these people sell. Wait until we hear the stories, okay? Wait until we hear the stories. Because as XRP pretty much cements itself in the financial system, it's not just another token. It's the backbone of a new financial system that is running 24/7, and there's digital assets that are going to be, leveraged within the financial ecosystem. Yeah, I mean, put two and one together and boom.
But I think that cost is also, from my perspective, the very difficult thing to achieve for many of the reasons that Franz said. We are in an open network in correspondent banking. We have multiple entities in multiple jurisdictions, often that have to process that payment. And along the way, it's very difficult in an open network to control that end-to-end cost experience.
We have the technology to allow every financial institution on the planet to settle with every other financial institution in a compatible jurisdiction in any asset in seconds for less than a penny. Just think about this. Anyone who's made a payment knows that we're nowhere near that today. But imagine every financial institution settling with every other financial institution in seconds for less than a penny, any asset. That's fundamentally transformative
We have the technology to do it. Now we just need to figure out how to drive the adoption. And of course, there's all the challenges with there's incumbents, there's regulation, there's inertia.
I will also say speed as well, for all of the reasons that we talked about. Batch processes still, we are not 24/7 from an RTGS perspective. We're not even 24/5, and quite often less than that, right?
And if you think XRP is going back to under $1, you don't understand what's happening. And XRP's utility, liquidity, and stability are paving the way for the new era. The question left is, are you ready to be a part of it? And also just keep in mind, if, like you guys are probably saying, how are you out here saying, it's never going to go under $1 ever again? Here's my take on it. Like I said, if this is truly the adoption phase that we are seeing with XRP, all the reasons I just gave you, it logically doesn't make sense for us to see it under $1 again. You've seen where it hung around from $1 to $1.13 and then went to the next leg up to like $1.43. You guys know you guys already know I'm not gonna yap about that. But it's doing the same thing again, and then and then once 2025 hits, once RLUSD hits, like once all these stablecoin regulation passes, remember what I said about 1-to-1 with the stablecoin and XRP? That's going to be incredible. That's something else. Let me know if you guys want to see another in-depth video on that, but that would be extremely bullish, very, very bullish. Wow. So yeah, like, are you? I hope all you guys are a part of this. I know that for a fact. So here's the thing. We're gonna wrap today's video up. This was a very, very important conversation, and if you guys came all the way to the end, I know it's like a long video of just me talking, but this is just a meeting. Okay, we just had a good meeting, and if you guys, it's unfortunate. I really hope people didn't click away from this because it's very important. There's a lot of invaluable information out there, in my opinion, that's lurking around in this whole crypto ecosystem. And it's going to be very hard for us to help people that are coming new into this ecosystem. There's going to be a lot of them. There's going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of people chasing a lot of these coins. So words cannot, just silence. Words cannot really describe what we're about to witness. And I'm not overreacting here. Please, God, no. Okay, I'm not overreacting here. It's just that, what Bitcoin is doing right now, what this ecosystem is doing right now, and what it's done by bringing in over $1 trillion in 16 days. You could expect, think about it, right? We got $1 trillion in about 16 days get injected into this market. So, and that at being ground zero. $1 trillion, 16 days, ground zero, no regulation, no Trump, no stablecoin regulation as well. So it's people don't see it. That's okay. More for us. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Thanks for coming to the meeting. Make sure you guys take your garbage that you guys left on the table, because I'm not cleaning up after your mess. Before you guys just leave, there was an error on the website stating that it was sold out. I don't even know why it's still saying sold out. But the gold ones are available. Okay, the link is in the description down below. On the back of this pendant, it'll have the value of XRP. So $1.40 right now, and the date November 26th. So when we look back on this years from now, when it's handsomely trading above, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, it's going to bring back a lot of memories and the journey that we went through. And here's an example of an individual that actually got it back in 2021. We did a little small batch of this, and even looking back at this right now is pretty cool. The journey that we've been on. Okay, so don't miss out on this, because this was completely hand designed. This is all me right here. Whatever you see on this pendant, this is crafted by me, drew it out with hand. We created it, And you'll find nothing like this on Google. You guys could go ahead and Google XRP pendant on Google just for your sake, and you'll find nothing like this for this price, especially with an engraving, and especially for the 52 centimeter long chain, because they upcharge for the longer the chain it is. So the link is in the description down below. This will never, ever, ever come back. Okay? This will never, never come back. As soon as they're done with the mold, we're stop taking orders. And then that's it. So I'm going to say, they said a couple more days. So I'm going to say at least by Saturday. But after we place this order, it's done. These are custom to the ordered time and date, right? So if you guys order tomorrow, if XRP is at $1.50, you put November 27th, $1.50, right? So the link is in the description down below, and we will be back with another video.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.